Hi crocheters of the world. In this tutorial I want to show you how to Entrelac crochet in rounds, and this is my very first project with the Entrelac crochet in rounds. It's Entrelac. It's a really nice technique that I really love. I have two more tutorials, two more projects on this channel, so in English I want to say. And one is a golf beret, and another one, oops, I think it's just the golf beret, and I haven't succeeded yet in translating the next one, which is a little bag. No, I don't think so. Yes, so there is only the golf beret, but it's really nice and easy, and this will be another project with the Entrelac crochet but in rounds, worked in rounds. So as you can see, it's my I made a basket for my yarns and my projects, my skeins of yarns and my projects. It's easier to take it with me and to work where I want to. So here it is. Isn't it beautiful? Actually, being the very first project with the Entrelac crochet, I just go on and increase, and actually I wanted to make a beanie for me, but I increased so much that I said, okay, let's make a basket because it's a little bit bigger for a beanie, and here it is, my basket. So now let us begin with the project. It's not very difficult, but you must know how to work the Entrelac crochet, because if you don't, there is a problem, of course. I explained it. Yes, I have another project. Of course I have another it's fingerless gloves, I think. Yes. So I have another project with the Entrelac crochet, sorry. So there is the beret, golf beret, and the gloves. So you can just go and search for these two patterns, and you can see how to work the Entrelac crochet, or you can just search Entrelac crochet on YouTube, and there are so many videos, so tutorials which explain this beautiful technique. Now in this tutorial I just want to explain it to you how to work it in rounds, so I will not be very detailed on how to work the very basic of the technique, okay? So I just want to be detailed in how to work it in rounds. Okay, now to begin we need the magic circle, okay, like this. This is the loop. I have the tail here under the yarn that comes from the skein, okay, so the tail is here under, and I keep it firmly, and I insert a hook into the loop, and I pull the yarn through it and chain one, and this is my magic loop. And now, yes, I have the chain one, and now I want to work around my magic loop 8 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I'm working with a 4.5 millimeters hook. I'm sorry, I forgot to say. So 4.5 millimeters hook and some leftovers of yarn, as you saw, okay. And it is acrylic yarn actually. It's a kind of DK, yes, DK yarn, so medium thickness. Okay, now let us insert the hook into the very first single crochet and slip stitch to join, and this is the very first round. Now we will begin with the entrelac actually, and I want to chain 4. I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, my chain 4, and now I will come back taking my loops on the hook. So insert the hook into the very next chain and pull up a loop. Now if we have 2, insert the hook into the next, pull up a loop, 3, insert the hook into the very first chain that you made and pull up a loop, and now we have 4, but we need 5. So we will insert the hook into the very first single crochet, so the single crochet that we slip stitched in to join into the first round, and now I have 5, and now I am ready to work my entrelac. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and this is my very first row of entrelac. Now I want to chain 1, and this is different of the normal technique of basic technique of entrelac. Okay, so I want to chain 1 and to work. Usually we don't chain, we just work into our vertical bars, okay, and we never work the very first vertical bar, but now we want to work actually the very first vertical bar, so this is different. So we want to chain 1 and to pull up a loop, insert the hook actually first, insert the hook into the around the vertical very first vertical bar, and to pull up the second loop. Now we have 2 loops on the hook, insert the hook around the next vertical bar, now we have 3 around the next, now we have 4, and around the next, and I usually take 2 loops, okay, when I finish, because I want a nice border, okay, and pull up a loop, and now we have our 5 loops on the hook again, and we can work the second row. So pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2, and this is our second row of the first sequence of the entrelac. You know, we have like little squares for the entrelac, and this is, we are working on the first one now. So chain 1 again, the same thing, chain 1 again, and don't forget to work this very second loop, inserting the hook into the very first bar, vertical bar. Okay, so 2, now the next bar, 3, the next one, 4, and the last one. I pulled through 2, but you can pull through 1 if you want to. It's no problem, there's no problem. So now we have 5, and we can begin working the third row. Oops. And we need 4, so this will be the last one. Chain 1 and the same thing, 2, 3, 4, and this is the last 5. And now, because yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and now we work the last row, and this is the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. And now we want to to bind off, so we chain 1 again and insert the hook around the first vertical bar, pull the loop, and work a slip stitch, and the same thing to bind off. This is the second one, insert the hook around the next, pull the loop, slip stitch. Now 1, 2, 3, and we will have 4. This is my last one. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4 slip stitches, and now I will pull loops here for the very next petal, because yes, there are look like petals, okay? It's like a very, very nice and big flower here. Okay, now I have one loop on my hook. Now I want to, can you see this? 1, 2, 3. Okay, in these 3 I want to pull loops, but I want to take them like this. This one and this one. You can use the vertical bar, but it's better if you use these 2 bars to pull loops. So this is my second one. Oops. I have 1, 2, 3. Yes. This is my second one. This is my third. Oops, my third one. And this is the last one here. And for my 5th loop, I will insert the hook into the very next single crochet and pull the loop. And this means that when we begin one petal, I will call them petals, okay? We always pull the last loop, so the 5th loop, into the very next single crochet, and this means that we will have at the end, working in round, we will have 8 these kind of petals, okay? So now I have my 5 loops to begin my very next petal, so my second petal, okay? So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And the same thing, we will work 4 rows and then we will bind off and repeat the same thing. So chain 1 and pull the loops, beginning with the very first vertical bar. Now 4, and this is my last one, 5. Okay, pull through, oops, 2, only 2. Chain 1 and again. So actually now we are just doing the same thing, okay? We are just repeating what we did with the first petal. Okay, nothing else, so that's why I am going on a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the last one, so 5. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and now let's see. Yes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, okay? And now I will bind off. So chain 1 and slip stitch through the first vertical bar, through the through the second vertical bar. Work the slip stitches loose because we want to work the next row, the next round. We want to work to pull loops from these slip stitches, and you know it's better if they are loose, worked loose. Okay, and now the same thing. We want to begin. This is the second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we have 4 and 4 rows. Now we want to continue on like this. So let us begin our third petal. We have 1 loop on the hook, and can you see them? It's like 1, 2, 3. Okay, we suppose you can pull this 3 and 4, and you see it's so ugly here, these loops, these gaps, these holes. Okay, I don't like them, so that's why I try to take these 2. Now it's difficult for me because I take this. So 1, this is the second one, and this is the third one. Okay, it's not difficult, you can do it. Okay, and now into the very next single crochet we will pull our 5th loop, and we will begin to work as for the first two petals, so nothing else. Chain 1 and let's go with the second row. Okay, now yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. You know that when you work, let's say, a row in the Tunisian crochet, you actually have to work 2 steps. So first step, you pull the loops. Second step, you work the loops. Okay, so and this is and this is a completed row. Okay. Fine, so this is the second row. Now chain 1 and pull loops for the third row. So don't forget to chain 1, because you always need 5 loops. Okay, now we are working the third row, so pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we have 3 rows worked. Now chain 1 and let us pull loops for the fourth and last row of the third petal. Okay, 4, and this is the last. Now we have 5. Work your last row and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this is your last row, and now we have to bind off. So chain 1 and slip stitch 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and into the last one. 4. Oops. 4 times, and we have 1, 2, 3. Now we have to begin. Okay, I just want to show you what we have here. So we have 3 petals and we want to begin the 4th, and we just want to go on like this and to work the rest of the petals for a total of 8 petals, because we have 8 single crochets. So to begin each of our petals we need 1 loop from the very next single crochet. This means that we will have 8 petals. Okay, go on and work your 8 petals. I will work mine and I will be back to show you how to actually close this round and to attach the first petal to the last petal actually, and then how to continue on, of course. I am working on my last petal. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 rows. So as you can see, here I have my last petal. I have 8 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I want to bind off as usual. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now there are 2 possibilities, 2 ways of closing these two joining these 2 parts together. So the first with the last, we just have to switch the work on the wrong side, put it like this, and with a smaller hook, I have here a 3.5 millimeters hook. With a smaller hook we can just slip stitch to join together the 2 parts. I'm not very sure, so you just have to put 2 or 3 or 4 slip stitches here just to be sure that it's okay. This is my third and I think it's just perfect. Okay, so can you see? Or you can just cut the yarn a little bit longer and sew it with the sewing needle. depends on what you think, which of these two methods think it's easier for you. I will slip stitch here one more time and chain one, and I will cut the yarn. And yes, this is the very first round of our Entrelac, worked in rounds. And look what a nice lovely flower we have here. Okay, and we are just ready to go on with the second round. So now that we've finished our first round, for the second round we want to work like this. We change color, of course, and we will pull loops from the first four slip knots here. One of the petals, it's not important which one, randomly one of the petals. Insert the hook into the very first slip stitch, slip knots, sorry, and yes, it was slip stitch. Pull the yarn, join the new color, and pull up a loop. Now pull up a loop into the next slip stitch. That's why I told you, work them loose. And into the third, because then it's a little bit difficult. 3, 4. And these are my fourth. Now here in the middle, we will pull up another one, and we have 5. And now we begin working, pulling up a loop here on this side too. We have to work 5 rows. So insert the hook here somewhere and pull up another loop. So actually when we begin we must have 6 loops on our hook. One is always pulled from here, from this side. Okay, now yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, sorry, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. We don't change, we don't chain. We just go on and pull up into the next, not into the first, but into the very next vertical bar. So 2, then 3, 4, 5, and the last one here. Okay, and let us work the second row. I said we need 5, so again into the very second vertical bar we begin to pull up loops for the third row. 5 loops and the 6th here, and go on and work your third row. Now again for the fourth row we pull up loops, 5 loops and the 6th one here. Okay, now you want to work this row, and I want to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and now I have one more row to work, and then I have to bind off 3, 4, and 5. So I will insert the hook here under the slip knot and work this last row. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can bind off. To bind off, we will chain 1 and insert the hook around the very first vertical bar and work our first slip stitch, sorry, then second, then the third, the fourth, and the 5th. Now another one into the slip stitch here on the top of the next petal. Oops. Okay, here will be our 6th. And now I'm ready to begin one more square. Now we have 5 loops and 5 rows. Okay, for this second round we will work like this: 5 per 5, 5 loops, 5 rows. Now again, this is my first. Now insert the hook into the second slip stitch, pull up a loop, third slip stitch, pull up a loop, fourth slip stitch, pull up a loop. Now here in between the petals, and we have 5th loops. Now insert the hook here into the next side of the petal where we work. As you can see, we pull loops from here too, and now we have 6 loops on the hook and we are ready to work. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 and 2. And now from the second vertical bar we begin to pull up loops for the second row. We have 5 loops on the hook and we pull a loop from this side for the next row. It's maybe a little bit difficult, but we have to. Okay, and let us work the second row. And we have 3 more to work to complete our five loops. Insert the hook here. It's a little bit difficult. Why? Because I try to pull through 2 loops, okay, not only 1, and that's why it's a little bit difficult. Okay, I'm working it. This is my 3rd. Now I go with my 4th. I'm pulling loops for the 4th, so here will be my 4th row. One, two, three, 4. Now pull loops for the 5th row and the last one. The 5th is the last one here under the slip stitch. Okay. And now we just have to bind off and to begin another one.